What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Invisible, Inc. I haven't played this game on the channel in quite some time because it's been going through a lot of revisions. However, that being said, I have been streaming it every now and again, and I've been very, very impressed with the way that the game has been going. And so when Klei Entertainment knocked on my door and was like, hey, you want to play the 1.0 release version early? I was like, oh, you, Klei Entertainment, yes, I would love to play this game that I already like early. And so they sent over the 1.0 version. This is it. This is what's going to release later on in the week. And so I figured we would check it out together. We would see what gameplay elements have changed. The last time I played it on the channel, the game was called Incognita, and it had just name changed over to Invisible, Inc. The game has changed a ton since then, becoming a lot more roguey, a lot more difficult, but a lot more polished as well. If you haven't heard about Invisible, Inc., Klei Entertainment, this is their next project. It carries on in their tradition of super awesome animation and super awesome indie games by putting you in control of a spy agency that's trying to take back their lost legacy. So they got raided by corporations. This is way forward in the future, like Shadowrun times, where corporations run everything. It's a cyberpunk world, and so corporations run everything. They wiped out your spy agency, and so now you're trying to get that all back and get your revenge. The game is a tactical stealth game, and so it's like XCOM, but instead of blowing up aliens, you're trying to like sneak around and just make things work. It's a pretty cool concept, and the game works very, very well. It's a lot of fun, and so I'm hoping we'll have a good time with this playthrough. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play the game. There's my other game right there. I'm gonna have to, can I delete this one? Yeah, let's delete that one right there. Let us retire the agency. So there it is, and then we'll start a new game. We don't need to play the tutorial. I've been playing the game a lot over the last couple weeks, and so I know exactly how everything functions. It's going to be a lot quicker and a lot more efficient for me just to explain things to you as we go along. So let's do that. I'm going to play the game on Experienced. Yes.
Get to the main server, collect the data, and get out. No detours.
Copy that, Central.
Proceeding to target. Insertion was clean. Alarm level holding steady. We need to get to the 3rd floor. We can make our way to the server room from there.
Any chatter on the comms?
Negative. It's silent on all frequencies.
They should have detected us by now.
Receiving priority wireless transmission.
They're on to you. Get out. Get out of there!
HQ compromised. We're going to need an extraction. I've got Incognita. Deckard and International are on their way.
Get to the roof. I'll cover you. Go!
Decker, how long till extraction?
30 seconds.
Get us out of here. We've got work to do.
Don't you just hate it when your insertions don't go well? Now we gotta select our team. It's the first thing you're gonna do on every single playthrough. Now you need to realize if you're gonna be purchasing this game, because I try to do these as like first impression videos as well as Let's Plays. If you're gonna be purchasing the game, you're gonna lose a lot. I'm just letting you know that part of this game is losing and unlocking new stuff. So as you die, you get XP, and it will unlock new characters, it'll unlock new programs for Incognita, it'll unlock new alternates for each of these characters as well. And so every character, as I recall, had 3 files in early access. It might not be the same in 1.0 because it looks like the on-file thing looks like it's a little bit larger. This used to be smaller, and as you got into the game, there would be new tabs added where you could get different variations of the same character. So there was a version of Decker that was all about killing people. Like, he just had guns and all kinds of murderous devices. There was a stealth Decker. There was a Decker who was very, very good at like moving around quickly. All in all, they basically had the same stats, but their loadout started out different. And so as you get XP, you get new characters, and not just new characters, you get new variations on old characters as well that play very, very differently. So bear that in mind. You're not going to win your first time through this game because you haven't unlocked everything. So this could be a series that we play for a little while. We might actually do 2 or 3 run-throughs. Honestly, you tend to die pretty quickly in this game anyway, so we'll see how it goes. But with Decker, he starts out with neural networking, which means that he can find demons and adjacent objects. A demon is kind of like a landmine inside of a computer system in this game. It blows up if you try to hack the system, and so that makes you aware that it's there. Typically, they're hidden until you try to hack it. On this side, Neural Disruptor, melee weapon, knocks the enemy out cold for 3 turns. A modded cloaking rig allows him to go invisible even when in broad daylight. So if somebody is staring right at him, he just goes, shum, 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 and he can just like disappear. He makes the sound effect too. I would if I had a cloaking device. I'd be like, oh, you can see me? Shum, 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 shum. And then I would just disappear every single time. And I'm not saying the device would make that noise. I'm saying I would make that noise with my mouth every single time that I went cloaking. Shum, 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 shum. Anyways, look, you can watch my career disappear. Shum, 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 shum. Anyways, Internacional. Everybody has their own little bio, too, if you wanted to check it out. But, oh, she's Cuban. Okay, I thought she was Brazilian for some reason. I was talking about that with somebody the other day. I was like, there's a Brazilian operative, and then there's like a Russian KGB operative. Nope, she is actually Cuban. So there it is. Maria Internacional Valdez. She's a hacker, and so each of these stats do different things. Speed increases the distance you can move on your turn. Hacking increases the amount of power you get when you hack consoles, and also has some limited usefulness in random events that happen. Strength is actually, never mind. Strength is how many things you can carry without being slowed down. Drag speed is you carrying bodies around with you if you're trying to hide them. And then anarchy is just for all kinds of random stuff. Like anarchy is one of those stats that is super useful because it does a lot of weird and interesting things. You kind of want to have a character who's specialized in anarchy. It will help a lot. But her ability, she has a wireless emitter. That's pretty much what she starts with right now. The wireless emitter allows her to hack things from a distance, which is actually a lot more useful than you would assume. At first glance, it kind of seems like it's not that great of a thing, but it actually is. It's pretty cool because it can negate you having to go into certain rooms, and negating really, really difficult rooms can actually save you a ton of trouble in the long run. Over here on this side, Incognita is our hacking program. It's our software. It's that little robot thing you saw that was watching for incoming enemy transmissions. She has power drip. So what this does is it generates 1 power. You can think of power as mana for Incognita. So if Incognita has power, that means that she can then use that power to use active attacks, which allows you to hack things, destroy firewalls, and do all kinds of other random stuff. Lockpick destroys firewalls. That's all that it does, and it costs 2 power. Power drip gives us 1 power per turn, so we regenerate a little bit. It's okay. There's another one that I like a lot better, but we'll see if it's been nerfed in the 1.0, because in early access, it was just a no-brainer. You always took this one right here, always. This one right here was the best program by far in terms of power efficiency, and so my guess is that they probably nerfed it and brought everything up in line with it, possibly. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's begin the game, shall we? It's 2074 and corporations rule the world with brutal efficiency. They hit you hard and now you're on the run. What about efficient brutality? We have the brutal efficiency, but what efficient brutality? Does it go both ways? Does it denote that way? You need to strike back, but you'll never win by force. Keep your agents alive with stealth and cunning. Raid the corpse facilities for tools and support, and prepare your team for the final showdown. So in true bowling fashion, when they strike us, we strike back. It is what it is. The odds are stacked against you. You will fail repeatedly, but each time you will learn more about your adversaries, and every restarts will generate a new world of dangers and opportunities. You have a tough job ahead of you, operator. Don't let us down. I only bring people up with my gift of song. Let's go.
Operator, are you there? Good. I was afraid you didn't make it out. Headquarters is gone. Most of our agents have been captured or killed, and our accounts all frozen. I don't know how the corporations found us, but you can bet they won't give up now that they've had a taste of blood. The jet's stealth rig should keep us hidden if we keep moving, but Incognita can't survive long on backup power. She's got 72 hours, tops. We need to mount a counterattack before then, or we'll be defenseless against their scans. If that happens, we may as well just crash this thing into the ocean. You've never seen the inside of a corporate deprogramming chamber. I won't see the inside of another. Incognita is scanning for targets of opportunity where we can replenish our supplies. Follow her leads and gather what resources you can. I'll run through our contacts and see what favors I can call in. We're going to need all of the advantages we can find in the coming days.
Right, that's all done right there. And how the game used to work is that when you would start the game off, there would be like 5 missions that you got to choose from. It looks like now they've made it so that you have to go to an executive terminal first. So we have 72 hours. Each mission, it costs you travel time to get there, and so that's where the planning aspect of the game comes in. If you need more money, you'd be more likely to hit certain locations. If you need more equipment, you're more likely to hit this location over here. You just have to make your decisions very logically, because by the time time runs out, you're going to be really, really hurting if you don't have all of your bases covered, because the final mission is very, very difficult. Believe me, I've been there, and it is not funsies. Let's go ahead and we'll go to the flavor of the month executive terminals. Let's ride.
Executives are notoriously slack when it comes to network security, and their terminals are full of interesting information. We found a lightly guarded executive complex here. Get in, find the computer, and steal their contact list. Then we'll have our pick of future targets.
I had an executive complex once. They fired me over it. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. Infiltrate!
Infiltration successful.
Bad news, operator. They caught us completely by surprise, so we have no firepower with us. The guards' weapons are gene-coded to their owner and useless to us. We're going to have to make do with what we can find along the way. We've beamed you through the security grid. You should be somewhere near the target, but you'll need to look for it. Get the list and find a transport pad to escape. But be quick about it. They noticed a disturbance when we ported in, and their alarm level is already rising.
Okay, so we find ourselves in an alarming predicament. The first mechanic you need to be aware of, the top right-hand corner, is the timer for the entire game. So just imagine a chess timer being right here. Every single turn, one of these little pie pieces fills up, and every time it goes full circle, the alarm level raises and something bad happens. Now, that something bad can be random, or that something bad can be the same thing every single time. It sort of varies. The later alarm levels seem to be a little bit random, like 5, 4. Those seem to have some leeway as to what happens. However, 1, I think new cameras turn on. Level 2, I think that they add a firewall level to everything that you can hack. Level 3, they add a new guard. Level 4, and it just continues so on and so forth. Actually, I think it's structured. I think the same thing happens every single time. I think I'm thinking of random events. For right now, this right here is a console, which will give us power. As I said, that's Incognita's mana, so we sort of need that. Let's go ahead and grab that right there. We've got 2 more power. If we press the spacebar, it puts us into Incognita mode so that we can hack stuff like cameras. I'm just going to do that right now so that I can avoid blundering into it later, because I tend to do that. I'm a big fan of riding the blunderbuss. Let's go. It looks like this door is the only way to extract from this room. Her wireless scanner has detected the fact that there is a camera inside that room right there, so let's get rid of it as well. That leaves us with 8 power for right now. Let's peek this corner. It looks like there's nothing inside of here from what I can tell. Peeking is very, very useful. You should do it around all kinds of corners because you never know what you're going to come across. Typically, it's normally guards who already have their guns drawn and are already like looking for you, or at least like semi-aware of the fact that you're somewhere in the building. It can be very, very unpleasant. With her 4, if I move her to there, can she wireless hack that? She can. Okay, so she gets 2 power from right there, and you see that +1 bonus? That's from her hacking skill, so that's why you kind of sort of want to have a hacker around. It helps out. So 3 power, back up to 11. It's an odd number, which is a little bit unfortunate considering the fact that we operate in even numbers. But since we regenerate in 1s, it shouldn't be too big of a deal till next turn. Bypass the turn. Security level has gone up by 1. We didn't notice any patrols up and in the area, which is the first thing you want to watch out for. Patrols are the biggest threat to your safety. They can one-shot you. That's pretty much, you don't have multiple HP in this game. So if you get shot, that's it. That character is down, and you have to use one of your rewinds in order to go back and undo it. You do get redos. You kind of like, you know how you used to play your dad in chess, and when he would leave the room to go get like cereal or something, you'd be like, move that pawn right there. Yeah, anyways, I could never beat my dad at chess, and so obviously the only way to fix that was to cheat, not get better at the game. No, I'm just joking. My dad always beats me at chess, though. It's the most absurd thing ever, and it drives me crazy because he never plays chess. That's the weirdest part, is I've never seen him play chess with anybody but me, and yet he plays chess like he's done it a lot, so I don't know. I'm going to put him in behind this console right here. You want to be very, very careful about cover in this game. Kind of like a bed in the summertime. You got to get rid of that comforter and just use cover. Let's go here. He can't make it alongside a door, and I'm a little bit concerned about patrols. Obviously, we still have rewinds. We haven't seen any patrols wandering around, though, so maybe... I think we would have heard it from this room if there was a patrol in that room right there. So let's just be careful about this. Okay, so it sounds like he's on the opposite side of that door. This right here is a corporate safe, which we will hack into in just a moment and take all of their deets from them. But I want to see what's inside of this door. Let's get into cover. Wireless scanner has uncovered 2 corporate safes. Let's look inside that room.
Executive terminal. Hack it, and we can get out of here.
Well, normally I have problems hacking it, but for right now, I think that I can hack it. Let's take these, and we will make them ours. The safe has now been unlocked. Let's look through this door as well. It sounded like we had a guard down here. We do indeed have a guard down here. I believe... Ooh, that's a little bit of an odd room in it. Okay, so that room is weird. We need a passkey to get into there. Chances are this connects to the same room on this side, though, so we might be able to just go around the other way. Let me put Decker right here. I'm going to put him in Overwatch mode just in case this guy comes around the corner and decides to mess with our operation. We're going to have to wait and see what this guard does right here before we can come up with any real plan to get in there and hack the terminal. Realistically, you want to avoid knocking people out because once you've knocked them out, your melee attack is on a cooldown, and then B, when they wake up from being knocked out, they go into alert mode forever, which means they sprint around the building looking for you actively and trying to uncover clues as to where you are, which can be a huge pain in the ass if it happens on the wrong turn. It looks like he goes back into that room over there, which means that I should be able to probe out with Decker. Oh, there's a door right there. I didn't know there was a door. Okay, so there's a hallway right here. That makes a little bit more sense. It's going to cost him some AP to do this. 150 credits gained. And I will put him into a corner right there so that when he comes back into the room, I don't know if he goes like so, or if he comes around this way. We'll find out the hard way. So this room looks like it's got some shenanigans going on. That means we need a duck. You see how there's yellow spots right here? These are blind spots for the guard, which means that we can work our way through. I'm probably going to stop right here, but on the next turn, the cameras are going to start to activate on us, and that's going to be a major issue. So for right now, let's just stay put. She needs more AP to make it across the hallway. But even so, that guard is kind of dug in. I don't know precisely how we're going to deal with him, but we're going to have to figure it out. We have no choice. So let's have Decker go around this way. Go around to right there. He's going to close the door behind him so that it's all nice and safety safe. We'll have him hack that safety safe right there because I love moolah. Gotta put it inside my inventory. If she could hack this wirelessly, that would be absolutely fantastic. So we unlock that. And can she? I hope she can. Because if she can't, this room is actually kind of nasty. It looks like she actually can't. That camera's got to go. That means I'm going to have to bait this guard out of position. We're going to have to double team him. It'll be okay. I promise it's going to work out, but it's going to take a little bit more finesse than I expected. I was hoping I'd be able to grill my way through this just like... Oh. So he doesn't even come out right there. That's sort of an interesting revelation. So in order to get this guy to come out, what we need to do is we need to bait him by stepping into his sight line. Okay, so there's the sight line. The first time they see you, what they're going to do is they're going to aim at you. And then on the second turn, if you have not moved your character into one of these yellow squares, he's going to shoot you and one-shot that character. So what we want to do is we want to take Decker back to right here. And so what's going to happen is he's going to come down and he's going to try and get on Decker, but Decker's going to ambush him when he comes around this way. The next thing we want to do is we want to set up Internationale so that she can sprint on in and get the terminal in between turns. So let's hide her right there. The wireless scanner has showed up a... Yeah, it's actually shown off a camera. Good. Let's end the turn. We'll hope that this works out. He may alert the guard in this room right here when he goes down. I don't know. Ambush mode does that right there. If they move into an adjacent square, they get knocked the hell out. That's all there is to it, and it's a very, very useful move. You should always try and use it. Now remember, you can steal valuables from enemies that you've knocked out. Their lunch money in this case, so 100 credits going to allow us to buy some more gear later on. For right now, I'm going to have him pin the guard down. So you have a couple of options. When you knock out a guard, they get a little timer above their head. You see how that says 3 right there? That means in 3 turns, he's going to wake up. Now, if you leave an agent on top of that guy and just have him snuggle with him for a little while, it means that doesn't go down. So he just stays knocked the hell out for as long as you need to work. But it uses up an agent so that this agent cannot do anything else unless there was like stuff in the room that he could run, activate, and then run back and pin him again. But there's not, so call it what you will. I am so stoked that that guard is not bugging us right now. That's like a really, really good thing. So encrypted data over here. Let's get up inside of it. Alright, the site list is exactly what we're looking for. That's going to give us some more missions once we get the hell out of here.
When you activated that terminal, it sent out an automated message to change up the guard duty. Be prepared for new patrol patterns.
She told me after I moved into a location that was super, super exposed. I'm going to move her to right there so she can duck behind the corner if she needs to. Okay, so we have new guards around. All firewalls at alarm level 2 have been increased by +1. We still haven't found the exit either, so we probably want to get on top of that. Pretty important. Let's take Maria. I'm going to put her over there. Let's take... I can knock him out again, by the way, and it used to stack. I don't know if it'll still stack, but now you can hit them again while they're on the ground, give them an old curb stomping, just be like, splack. Hopefully. What's inside this door, though, is what's concerning me. If there's an escape route outside of right here, we're going to have to traverse the entire map over again just to get over here. So, hopefully, when she goes, we're just going to have to leave her where she's at for right now. But when she goes into here, my hope would be... Okay, so the first new patrol pattern was not actually that damaging. I need her in this room right here. Wireless scanner. Let's take care of that. And let's see what we can uncover in here. I'm going to close the door behind her just in case. It's good tactics. You probably should. Tends to be a really, really good idea. We got another safe in there with the firewalls increased. And we need to see if the teleporter's in there. If it's not, that means that now we have to set our minds to the task of skeefing our way past all of these guys who are now investigating all the doors and things that we've left open along the way. I didn't realize that once we hit this right here, the patrol patterns were going to change. That's actually a new addition. That's never happened before in early access, so just gonna have to live with it. Hey, buddy. Oh, shit. Okay, well, this could get really, really live really, really quickly. My recommendation for what needs to happen right here is I need to put him into run mode. He should no longer be tracked. And I think what we need to do... He wasn't tracked anymore. He was in a yellow space. Alright, well, let's go back. That shouldn't work like that. I don't know why he was still tracked even though he was in cover. So we'll rewind that real fast. You get rewinds permission, so it'll be okay. That's perfectly cool right there. It's going to take us back to here, which means that I wish I had a key card or some way to get through all that ish. That means ideally... Sub-ideally, to be honest. There's so many locked doors here that it leaves us really, really trapped. They've changed the way that cover works, too. So in case you're wondering why that's throwing me off, that's going to be why. Is in between here and early access, like as in a week ago. I was playing this game a week ago. They've changed the way that the enemies see you and stuff like that, so there may be some new learning curves necessary. That was not actually an aspect of the game that I felt needed help. It was actually the random level generation that I thought needed help. But he's going to come in here and investigate. He's going to find the knocked out guard. He's going to investigate. We moved him into cover now knowing what his patrol is going to look like.
Yeah, we can't see anything.
And as well as this first mission is going, that looks like the teleporter right there. I'm going to highly recommend that we hit these two on our way out. Still make sure we check corners, though, because we don't want to be too cavalier about this whole thing, I guess. And now with Decker, we've got to decide how we want to do this. He does have the stealth rig, which I guess I could have used previously. Oh, they buffed the stealth rig. That's pretty good. The stealth rig used to... Well, anyways, the stealth rig used to only work for 4 squares. Now it works until your next turn, which is pretty badass. I'm going to put him on ambush mode in case that guy comes by over there. International, just do your thing, hang out, hold the corner. It's all good. Hopefully he turns around and goes somewhere the hell else. Okay, good. He's all active and excited right now. We've got him all nice and frisky for the chase. He should pop out right there. That leaves us with more than enough space to go into sprint mode on this side. Sprint mode's going to double the amount of movement you can take in a turn, but it makes you make noise. We'll interact with that. That's medical gel right there. That allows you to res somebody that gets knocked out like Decker did before I did the rewind. Going right here. Let's get this safe all nice and taken care of. 150 more credits. I think next turn we're going to get a guard out of here, which is bad for us. But we can make it work.
Investigating area.
Additional guard patrols.
Yep, and so there he is right there. He doesn't move outside of the elevator for a while, though, so I wouldn't stress about it too heavily. We'll move over to here. And we'll get International inside the elevator. I prefer to save her for later, though, just in case. Every now and then, I always teleport people out at the same time because you never know when somebody's going to have to leave the elevator to go back and rescue one of your guys that got trapped. The missions do get longer, like the complexes get enormous after the first mission, so be aware that that's how it's going to go down. Decker should be pretty much safe right now, as far as I know. No, maybe not. Maybe not. That's unfortunate. So Decker's going to have to go to there. He's going to have to go to there, and then to there. Which is going to lead him... I think he's watching a location right now, so we should be okay. I think whether or not AP holds out remains to be seen. But we need to be careful about how we go about doing this. There we go. We're good.
Excellent work, operator. Now to sift through the data and find the juiciest targets.
I figured I probably left him exposed right there, but I'm not very good at stealth games. I do enjoy them. I've told people that that's really kind of the big cruelty in all this, is that I love stealth games, but I'm just so ridiculously bad at them. My name is Splattercat. This is Invisible Inc. I will see you all next time. Hi do, everybody.